As far as we have seen, because we take a cue about what will happen from what happens in the provincial conferences. So the first thing we can take from the provincial conference is that most of the provinces were not serious about policy discussions. People just went there to elect leaders and then went home. Virtually no policy discussion took place in most of the provincial conferences that happened in the build-up to the national policy conference. So you've got to wonder if policy does really still matter in the ANC. And then from the last 2 weeks, just before the sitting of these policy conferences, we've seen ANC provinces led by KwaZulu-Natal saying the big issue that they're taking to this meeting is the issue of the step-aside policy, that they want the ANC to review its implementation of the step-aside, and some have gone as far as saying step-aside should be scrapped altogether because it has been used in a factional manner to target certain leaders that the current NEC is not comfortable with. Those are the views that have come through from some provinces. So it looks to me that's where they want to center this policy conference on. But of course, the policy conference itself will also be looking at issues of economic policy. I saw that in the discussion, they do refer to the fact that at the last conference, they decided on expropriation without compensation, but the discussion papers say they acknowledge that they've not been able to implement it. So I expect that there should be a follow-up discussion to say what are the options to see it through. And I expect that they will also be discussing other policies which were adopted at the last one, such as nationalization of the Reserve Bank and similar issues. And then there's always issues of social cohesion and also issues around obviously unemployment, job creation, and all of that, and how you look after people who cannot be catered for in the workplaces. And there's been suggestions about a basic income grant that the ANC should implement for all unemployed adults. And there's a big debate around that because there's people who feel that it is unaffordable, the country cannot afford it. But there are people also saying, there are people who are going to bed on empty stomachs because they have no source of income. So government should be a caring government to look after those people. And I also saw that the ANC Women's League, for example, wants the issue of gender-based violence to be discussed thoroughly, and ideas floated about how to tackle it. I even saw the idea of chemical castration of rapists as one of the things that they want to bring forth to this policy conference. So it is going to be a diversity of issues, and I expect that obviously we are under a huge wave of crime and very violent crime. So I do expect that maybe there will be ideas, because it does not look to me that at the moment government is unable to control crime, and particularly violent crime. So I expect that at the very minimum, it should be discussed.